was a terrible start. There you go. Yo, yo, yo. What is going on, my beautiful brothers and sisters, fellow radiators of love? My name is Jamal Pope, a.k.a. J Phoenix, and this is going to be your astrology forecast for Friday the 22nd and this weekend, and I may actually include Christmas on this as well. So we'll say 22nd through the 24th, maybe 25th, asterisk of 2023. Thank you so much for joining me in this video. I totally forgot to go ahead and share my screen and stuff like that, but that's okay. I'll do a little bit of announcements at the beginning of this. So my intention going forward is actually to do the Friday astrology forecast and the weekend at the same time. So those will be included in one video. And I'm also going to start doing a monthly overview video. I'm actually going to be filming the January monthly overview tomorrow, and I haven't decided if I'm going to do it live or not. I'm thinking about doing it live, and it'll probably be sometime in the morning, but I'm going to be doing that as well. So definitely look forward to that. And essentially what I'm going to be doing with this monthly overview is that I'm going to be taking a look at the month ahead and looking at some of the major transits and when you expect them to happen. I'll show you a calendar of when that's going to be occurring. I'm also going to make this calendar available for you to download as like a free PDF essentially. That way you can kind of have it and you'll be able to reference to it throughout the month. Because I wanted to do something that was not just, the daily. So I'm like, I think a monthly would be good. And I think even at the beginning, and I may even cut it into like clips and put that at the beginning of each week so you can be reminded, or I can put that in the description of each video. But hey, you refer back to like the monthly video and stuff. So I'm going to be doing that. And then I'm probably going to be doing something with the 12 signs as well going into January. So I'm going to rev up the content here, and I'm going to just figure out a way and make it work for me, because doing the daily videos, it works. I've gotten it down to a science. It's pretty simple. The only thing with the daily videos is that they don't necessarily come out at the same time every morning. That's the only thing that I feel like I have to work on and get the videos out sooner. Generally, it comes out sometime between 9 and 10. This one's going to come out a little bit after 10. I understand that this probably does help with some people on like the East Coast and stuff like that in America, but people that may be watching in Europe and other places, it's probably like in their afternoon, early evening, and I still want to make sure that they're taken care of as well. So just some things going into the new year. I'm really excited to be doing this monthly video. I knew that 2024 was going to be crazy, and January is like a bang of an energy. Like we start off with like a serious bang. So I'm excited to be doing that. Like I said, that will be coming out tomorrow, and I'm trying to decide if I'm going to do it live or not. So I think I'm going to do it live, and if I do it live, it'll probably be around it'll probably be in the morning, probably like 10, 11 a.m., maybe noon. I think noon might be a good time to do it as well. I know a lot of people are going to be like traveling for the holidays or with their families or shopping and all this sort of stuff, but I'm going to be doing that. And in any event, let's go ahead and hop into the transits for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And like I said, I may do Christmas as well. So as of the current moment, we do, of course, have that Sun and Mercury coming into its Cazimi at 0 degrees of Capricorn. Now, let's read the Sabian symbol for that, right? Because I think, like I said, I was talking about this and how it feels like we're kind of in a bit of a pressure valve, with these energies coming together. We have those at the 0 degrees cap, and then we have Pluto at 29 degrees cap. So it definitely can feel pretty pressurized. So let's just read what it says, right? Now I'll just read it to you guys. I'll just read it to you guys. So an Indian chief claims recognition and power from the assembled tribe. This shows the necessity or the ability to be strong, stand tall, be in charge, and command respect. There are leadership issues that need to be embraced and addressed. Sometimes we need to rise to the occasion and take charge, and this may lead to a struggle for control. You may have to remind those around you that you can be trusted to make decisions or lead others. Those above you may remind you of your lesser position in the scheme of things, are some jealous of your or are some jealous of your achievements and power. Know when to give away Know when to give way to the rights of others, assuming authority, finding a sense of place, charisma, respect, standing up in the crowd, staking one's claim, being voted in popularity contests, benevolence. Power struggles, overinflated views of oneself, a sense of entitlement, egotistical responses, taking over too many chiefs, lording over others. I think it's interesting that these energies come together at this degree. And this is pretty much just talking about leadership, taking charge, stepping into that role, and how the positive side of it, of course, is, you know, yeah, you stand out, you garner that respect from other people, you claim what is rightfully yours, you have the charisma to really be that powerful leader. But then you have the flip side of it where you may have this overinflated sense. Your ego is inflamed, if you will. You feel like you are entitled to certain things just because of your level of status. You may have these egotistical responses. Just like, all right, for example, I can't remember who exactly it was, but I was watching a video yesterday um, on Pop Culture Crisis, and they were covering an actress that was complaining about that she doesn't get paid enough money, essentially. And she pretty much was like crying on this podcast, if you will, that they were reviewing, that they had watched. And she was like crying, essentially, saying all of these different things and kind of playing the victim and everything. And I'm sitting here like, dude, you're an actress, you make a lot of money, and you probably live a pretty lavish lifestyle. Like, I think it's interesting how almost like it's just such a thing right now to play the role of the victim and to sort of have this sense of entitlement that just because you played in some movies or just because you have this certain level of fame that you are automatically, you know, uh, automatically gain access to all of these other riches and all this other recognition and fame and other stuff like that when you already have that. And I think it's just very, very interesting. Or like how there's some people out here, like apparently there are like some like Hollywood celebrities that have two houses, like married couples, like one lives in one house and the other lives in the other house, and that's like a thing. And I'm like, that's just, I guess, what you do when you have fuck you money. But I think it's just interesting how we have this coalescence with the sun and Mercury, right? Mercury, that's retrograde, like our minds are in retrograde, and then the sun, which is like that vitality coming together at the beginning of Capricorn. So how do we define success? How do we define our legacy? How do we define what it means to have power and to be a leader? And then you have Pluto at the end of Capricorn, which is destroying any notion or any like idea, if you will, of how we have led ourselves to this moment, right? So it's a very interesting. This is a moment where we really have to go within and to find that leader within and to kind of be an adult about it. You know what I'm saying? So like not outsourcing that what's the word I'm looking for? Not outsourcing the responsibility, to do that inner work to other people, but to actually do it ourselves. Right? So now a lot of this, of course, has, like I said, to do with the mind and the sun, with our vitality, right? And so this is a very hermetic day with these energies meeting up. And being that it's in Capricorn, it's not going to be the easiest. Remember, Capricorn is lead. It's tough. It's rough. It's like it's kind of like oil, if you will, but it's like oil after it's kind of been used in a sense, right? It's dark, it's tar, and it's not necessarily the prettiest of energies. But the cool thing about this energy is that it will start to really awaken you to what true legacy is, what true purpose is. I think that a day like today, with especially with this moon that's in Taurus, right? The moon is going to be on top. It came on top of Jupiter today, right? The moon is going to get close to Uranus on Friday. It's not going to quite get to Uranus, but it's going to get close to Uranus. And, Mars, of course, is coming off of the quincunx to Uranus. Venus coming off the opposition to Uranus. But this is going to be one of those days where it's like we really have to kind of get grounded, and to really start to see the brighter side of things. I think Pluto here at the end of Capricorn, a lot of people are afraid of getting exposed. A lot of people are trying to double down and trying to do everything they can to hold on to power, like Colorado taking Trump off the freaking ballot or trying to take Trump off the ballot, which I think is dumb. Shout out to Vivek Ramaswamy for freaking pretty much calling everyone out and saying that if the other candidates don't pull out, then you guys are complicit. And of course, Ron DeSantis came out and he was like, why would I take myself off the ballot? I'm not going to do that. I'm like, okay, so you're complicit. Yeah. So it's like, that's the thing about this. And here's the other part about this energy too. I think when it comes to this Pluto Venus, like this Pluto Mercury Sun as in Capricorn, and Saturn is dispositing this, there are so many people that the moment that you utter the word politics, they freak out and they put their head in the fucking sand. And they're like, oh, I can't do it. I can't talk about politics. It's so gross. It's like, ugh, ugh, ugh. They can't do it. And I'm like, bro, you gotta pay attention to this stuff, right? Don't let it lord over you and control your life, but you gotta pay attention. Because the reason why things have gotten to this point and why these people have gotten away with all the shit that they have committed against humanity is because people put their fucking head in the sand whenever the word politics comes up. Sorry, but politics is not going to go away. Politics is Libra. Politics is Capricorn. And politics is kind of Aquarius in a way. Kind of Aquarius, right? It's not going away. Just like war ain't going away. War is Aries. It ain't going away. Just like money ain't going away. Money is Taurus. Money ain't going away. Why do we feel like we need to go through this process of eliminating these things just because some people have taken those facets, those things, those elements of our society, and have done dark shit with it? That doesn't mean the whole of it is dark. Take astrology and tarot and witchcraft, for example. Just because some people use it for nefarious reasons doesn't mean that we're all are nefarious. So this is a recalibration when it comes to this Capricornian energy. We've been dealing with Capricornian energy, like heavy Capricorn energy, for like what? Pretty much my whole life. I was born with Neptune and Uranus in Capricorn, right? Now we've had Pluto here for the last 15 years, right? So half of my life, a little less than half of my life, pretty much. So the Capricornian story, as far as all these outer planets, is coming to a bit of a close. It's about to shift and move. And even with Neptune and Saturn and Pisces, things are about to move into Aries, Taurus, Gemini. Right? Now, of course, Pluto's going to be in Aquarius for 20 years, right? But of course, by that time, Neptune's going to move out. Saturn's going to move out. Saturn's going to be like way over here somewhere. You know what I'm saying? But the story is starting to shift. The power dynamics are starting to shift. And today's going to be a day where we realize what is our role within this shift. We're in this power dynamic shift. You may look at your current position and you may be like, am I really in a position to actually leverage this and do something great with it? You absolutely are. It's just going to require you to alter your perspective on where you are right now, if you will. Now, you move this throughout the day, of course, you're going to see Not really a lot else happening exact aspect wise. Venus is building up to its trine with Neptune's building up to its quincunx with the North Node, if you will. Mars is building up to the trine with that energy as well. So, we're moving along into Saturday. All right, let's just move it to Saturday. Let's just move it to Saturday at 10:50, right? Let's just move it to this energy right here, right? So, of course, you have, by this point, Mercury has ingressed back into Sagittarius, where it's at detriment. Venus is in detriment in Scorpio. So we have two detriment planets again. But this time, Venus is retrograde, right? Now, by this point, the moon would have conjuncted Uranus, right? The moon's going to conjunct Uranus here at 19 degrees of Taurus. And this is going to definitely have us kind of feel into like the collective like shakeup that's been going on. Uranus definitely shaking things up, especially from like a core foundational level, especially from like a moral standpoint, especially in our money systems. And the moon, coming on top of this is definitely going to have us start to feel a bit more into that collective. It's like, the collective value structure, that thread that kind of unites us all as far as like, what is it that humanity values the most, right? We're going to start to fill into this. And there may be differing opinions here. There may be different ideas that are coming forth, of course, especially with the Mercury that's shifted back into Sagittarius too. Definitely going to add a bit of a spice to this energy. Now that we have a little bit more fire with Mercury there. But being that it's at 29 degrees, it brings a lot of edge to this. It brings a little bit of extreme energy. Like I said, the last few degrees of any sign, it's like Hail Mary kind of energy. And a lot of times Hail Mary energy doesn't necessarily like fall the way that you want to, especially if you only have like 4 seconds left in the game and you have to get a touchdown. It'd be one thing if you had like 20 or 30 seconds. Then you can get as close as you can and then get a better shot. But if this is like 4 seconds left, you got to throw this Hail Mary to win the game. It's moon on top of Uranus, mind you. You might actually complete the pass and get the touchdown, right? Or something weird may happen. Like you may throw, like the quarterback may throw the ball, may bounce off the freaking field goal post and then just pops into someone's lap. Like that's the kind of weird energy that this is. So it's like, I would say that Saturday will be a day to like expect, kind of almost expect the unexpected, but just expect like those blessings to kind of just fall into your lap. Just be on the lookout for just like those little blessings that may come out of nowhere, those little inklings, those little feelings that may kind of come out of nowhere. Because you just, with the Mercury too at the end of Sag, this is a time where like, you may get like sort of like an epiphany or like an idea or a thought that just like really inspires you, especially with the Mars that's at 21 degrees, getting ready to trine the North Node. It's wanting you to like express yourself even more. And whether or not you really believe in yourself, right? Mars and Sagittarius is all about belief in oneself, right? So you move this throughout the day, of course. You're going to see the sun, which is going to hit 2 degrees by the evening and begin its sextile over to Saturn. Now, of course, remember the sextiles equals opportunities. That's the way I look at it. So an opportunity opens up here to take whatever vision that we may have when it comes to our dreams and the life that we want to create. It really starts to implement them and start to actually come up with some sort of plan of action on how to move forward. The Saturn is now dispositing the sun. So, and we got to remember too, we are in that time where the sun stops moving, right? You get to the 21st, and then the 22nd, the 23rd, and the 24th is when the sun, at least from our vision, appears to stop moving, and it sits on the cross. So right now, when it comes to that, we are on the crux. We are on the cross, right? The sun, the spirit, the vitality is sitting, right? It's going to rise again on the 25th, seemingly from our vision. So right now, we are in this middle state where things are going to be percolating. So that's the thing about the sextiles, that there's going to be a great opportunity that arises, if you will, for us to take that vision, that dream that we have, and to really start to implement a plan of action on how to move forward. And with a Mercury here now, that's going to be at 28 degrees of Sag, right? It's moving fast backwards, right? And Mars is at 21. Venus is moving up to 23 degrees. So it's about to it's trining Neptune, if you will. Very beautiful energy. To where it's like, yeah, it may not look exactly the way that you want. Yeah, you may not be exactly where you thought you was going to be, even from the beginning of the year. For me, for example, I didn't think I would still be working at this CBD store. I didn't think I would still be working here. I didn't know at the beginning of the year, I didn't know that I was going to get my YouTube back up and running and make a daily video where I've missed maybe 1 or 2 days since May. I haven't missed a beat. Right? I didn't know that was going to happen. So yeah, the where you are right now, the destination of this current moment, right? You didn't see this coming. But I guarantee you can find something in that to be grateful for. You can find some beauty in that. You can find some inspiration in that. So take that energy and apply that going into 2024, because 2024 is going to be crazy. The energy is insane. It's nuts. It's nutty. It really is. But this is an exercise in trust and faith, and knowing that so long as we continue to do the internal work, that God will guide us to the place that we are supposed to be and have us connect to the people that we're supposed to connect with. Teamwork makes the dream work. All right, so we move this forward, and to Sunday, you're going to see that moon is going to shift into Gemini, right? It's going to shift into Gemini, and on this day, you're not really going to see, I guess, like a whole lot happening. Sun's still at 2 degrees. It's going to exactly sextile, Saturn on Sunday. So we'll see that energy come to its peak, to its fruition, if you will. This is happening while Mars is at 5 degrees. Now, what is interesting is that we are going to see this square. The moon will square over to Saturn. This is going to be early in the morning. So we have a harmonic of 2 energy. We have 2, we have 2, we have 2 right here. We even have 2 with Juno, right? So the moon's actually going to be we actually have the moon's going to be squaring, Juno, and it's going to be squaring Saturn. Well, not squaring, excuse me, that's 20. That's reverse. It squares it later. But there's a harmonic here. Glad I caught that. I was like, we're going to have like a mutable T-square? I'm like, no. I just reversed those 2 numbers. But we're going to see that moon square over to Saturn as well, right? Now, whenever the moon goes into Gemini, it typically brings a bit of a lighter energy, I like the moon in Gemini. I think, like I said, I think it brings like a light energy. Now it is going to quincunx over to the sun. So this may be just be on the lookout where, if you start to express some of these dreams and these ideas to other people, which are probably going to be like your family and stuff like that, they may not necessarily see it. It's going to be a little bit of that awkward share from across the room. So if they don't necessarily see the vision, that's okay. Don't try and get all up in arms about it. This Mercury and Sag and the Mars Sag might try to bring some fiery kind of energy to it, where it tries to you may feel the need to just defend yourself. As say if you're like, oh, I'm going to just be a YouTuber, right? Say if you're going to just do that, and your family just doesn't get it, right? Don't feel the need to just over-explain yourself, because when you start to over-explain yourself, you've already lost. So just be like, okay, I know you guys don't get it, and that's okay. Let's move on. That's the kind of energy that you want to have with a moon that's going to be in square to Saturn. And we're not going to feel this energy for very long. It's only going to be for a little bit. And it's only going to be like the first part of the day. So most of you guys will probably still be asleep when this happens. So this might be something more like in your dream states. So if you happen to have dreams, going into waking up Sunday morning, going into Sunday morning, where, maybe there's some interesting conflict with you in your dream with like friends or family, trying to explain things to them and they don't necessarily get it and stuff. I wouldn't really like think too deep too on it. You know what I'm saying? Just kind of let things pass and be. Um, we're going to see, of course, as Sunday continues, we're going to see Venus hit that 24th degree. We're going to see Mars hit that 22nd degree. So we're going to get this beautiful training energy with Venus and Neptune. And we're going to get this nice training energy of Mars in the North Node, while Mars is also in sextile to the South Node. So Sunday is going to be a nice day as far as that goes. I think, you know, this Venus, which is actually going to be conjunct my sun because my sun's at 24 degrees. So it's this is definitely going to be a nice moment. Venus is definitely looking to be to kind of connect more intimately, you know, and with the trine to Neptune, this could definitely take on a more spiritual aspect. So, and then of course with the Mars trining over to the North Node, it kind of takes us to another level where, you know, whether or not we really believe in our path, or whether or not we believe in destiny, whether or not we believe that we can really truly express ourselves and really be ourselves, you know, and setting those healthy emotional boundaries too. You know, Venus Scorpio has to learn how to set healthy emotional boundaries, and but also realize that these relationships, these connections, you know, there's a deeper intimacy that is desired, that is wanted here, and it has to be spiritual in nature. So it's not just, you know, Venus Scorpio. It can be pretty surface, where it can be just caught up on the appearances. It can be just caught up on big boobs and big ass and big dick, right? It could just be caught up on that. But trying this Neptune, it's like, no, it's got to be deeper. It's got to be spiritual in nature. And then, of course, with this Mars trining over to the North Node, there has to be some life to this union, this person, if you will, if you're connecting with the individual, or just kind of like, you know, it's gonna kind of shake things up too, because this is 2 + 2, which is 4. That's Uranus energy. 2 + 4 is 6, which is Venus energy. So we're dealing with Venus and Uranian energy, right? And Pluto, of course, is dispositing this, you know, this Venus. Jupiter is dispositing this Mars, and Mercury's here too. So I really think that Sunday can be like this. I think it can be a very positive day. I really do. I think it can be a great day for like really connecting with people. I think it can be a great day connecting with like your family, your friends, really expressing, you know, your creativity, your passion, your love, your beliefs, and doing so in a very positive way, especially with that moon in Gemini. It's going to bring about a light playfulness. I think it's awesome that we have the moon in Gemini for this Christmas, even though it is going to oppose Mars and oppose Mercury and stuff. I think it's very positive that that's going to be there for this Christmas. And of course, moving into like Christmas morning and stuff like that, we're going to see, of course, that moon hit around 15 degrees. It will, let's see, does it actually oppose? Yeah, I'm sure it'll oppose it like later on in the day. The moon will end up opposing Mars later on in the day. But as you can see, Mercury is moving fast. Just a few days before, it was in Capricorn. Now it's already at 26 degrees of Sag come the evening time on Christmas. So, you know, this weekend is going to be probably a fast moving weekend. I feel like Christmas is going to kind of come and go pretty quickly. It starts off a little bit slow, only because the moon is going to be in Taurus, but then it ends in Gemini, and it's going to kind of feel a bit rapid. And then we got that last week of the year before going into the new year, and then things are really going to kick off. So, yeah, that's what I got for you guys. Let's go ahead and hop into the cards. I'll probably still make like a little bit more in-depth video for the Christmas Day. And if I do that, it'll probably be like maybe like Christmas Eve or something like that, or maybe I'll just do like a short little video on Christmas Day or something like that. You know, so let's go ahead and hop into the cards and see what we got going on. All right. We have the Four of Pentacles again. This card came up earlier in the week. This has been an interesting week where I've been getting some duplicates as far as the cards I've been drawing. Yeah, Four of Pentacles. I feel like this is really just holding fast and kind of holding your position. You know what I mean? I don't know if this. I don't think this is necessarily a time to just try and just take some rapid action and try and change things up too much, or at the very least have a plan if you're going to. But just changing things for the sake of changing things right now, just because you feel a little bit stagnant or bored. I think you have to find the excitement in your life. You have to find the excitement in things that are going on right now. This Four of Pentacles is like you have a particular treasure, and I think it's good. It's like good for you to kind of hold on to that, kind of hold your position, and you'll know the time when to move. I think coming into January, there'll be a time to take those actions and make those decisions and make those moves. But right now, I think this is a time for just going within, developing that spiritual connection with our higher self and kind of holding our position, if you will. We had that followed by the Queen of Wands. There's nothing really to worry about. There's a lot of power in a card like this that comes up. Some of y'all, or if you are fire signs, or you may be dealing with a fire sign today, but this Queen of Wands is really saying that, that creativity, that energy, it's going to come from within. The Queen, like I said, when I think of the Queen, I think of the feminine energy. I think about being receptive. So this is about being receptive to your own song. She's playing this harp that's made from this tree, if you will. And it's like, are you receptive to your own song? Are you receptive to your own soul, your own spirit song? Or are you just trying to go out and try and play someone else's song? But then you're all out of tune, the chords are messed up, you have to replace the strings and everything because you're not being true and authentic to yourself. So this is about being true and authentic to yourself and playing your song, because no one can play your song like you can. But you have to hold your position, if you will, right? Bottom of the deck, I have the Two of Wands. I think we all are kind of making a decision on which way to go. I feel like we already kind of made that with the Saturn coming direct. And once it hit 1 degree, I really believe that was the moment where we chose a path. But I think that, with this weekend, we can kind of take it one of two ways. Either we can double down on the old Capricorn story, or we can decide to move into the new Capricorn story, which, may seem scary and uncharted territory, but human society has reshaped itself many times. So we've done this before, and we're going to do it again, right? And I think, not having any fear going into this and having trust and faith that things are going to work out is really what's going to help us. But we have to do the work. We have to, stand up for what is right, what is just. And, I think everyone has different ideas of what that is, right? But I also think that there's going to be something that happens in 2024, some type of revelation, some type of info dump, some type of darkness that's going to be brought to the light that is going to unite so many fucking people. So you have to be in the position, especially if you're watching this, be in the position to be able to help these individuals. Because so many people, these last few years woke up a lot of people. 2024 is going to snap a lot of people into reality and snap people out of the delusions and snap people out of the anesthesia. And it's going to be scary for some people. It's going to be weird. People are going to be really off. It's going to be like coming off of a very hard drug and just coming off of it cold turkey. Some people are going to be coming off of their anesthesia cold turkey. And it's not going to be pretty for some people. I'm not going to lie. Now, if you've had a spiritual awakening experience, if you're watching this channel, more than likely, you also had an experience where you came off of it cold turkey, right? Maybe you eased into it, but more than likely, you dosed down, but more than likely, you came off of it cold turkey and was thrust into the spiritual work and was thrust into the shadow work. We also did that at a time where the energies they were intense, but they're not going to be quite like what we're going to experience in 2024 and beyond. So you watching this woke up and you went through that for a reason, to prepare those and to be of service and help those that are about to come off of this anesthesia, this medication that's been having them blocked from their power and their true essence of who they are. That pill that they've been given, they're about to come off the cold turkey. You are here to help them when they come off of it. That is going to do it for your astrology forecast for this Friday and the weekend of the 22nd to the 24th, 25th asterisk of 2023. Thank you so much for joining me. And if you, I trust that you guys have a wonderful weekend, a wonderful holiday season. So many blessings to all you guys. I am so happy to be doing this work, so happy to be doing this often and connecting with you all. Whether my videos get 3 views or 100 or 1,000 or whatever, if they get 1 like or 5 likes or 10 likes or whatever, I'm just grateful to be doing this work because I know that it's important, and I know that people are going to need this as well. You know what I mean? So, and there's so many great light workers out there that are doing work, and some of you guys where it's like, yeah, maybe you don't make YouTube videos, maybe you don't do this, but you're light workers and you are helping those people in your community that you know to, by raising your vibration, you are helping them as well. So know that you are doing the work as well. You don't have to feel necessarily compelled to do it in the way that I'm doing it. Do it in your own way. Dance the way that you dance, but we can all dance together and have fun and lift the vibration of this planet. I love you all so much. Y'all take care. Stay blessed. Have a wonderful holiday weekend. And I'll see you guys on the next astrology forecast. Actually, I'll see you guys on the January overview horoscope. Peace.